Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. If you are someone that tunes in each and every day and you're happy that there's finally another cast up, I do apologize. I did miss the last, what was it? Probably 6 days or so of uploads. I'm really sorry about that. I did make a post on the channel about I got a sickness and lost my voice. You can actually hear a little bit of the raspiness still. But you know, ASL is coming right up and I have to cast that. And I've had this, you know, I've been a caster for a very long time, like 15 years. And I know that if you cast when you lose your voice, it extends how long your voice is gone for by days. So I took it easy, recovered. I'm almost 100%. But yeah, you can hear still a little bit of gruffiness in there. Anyways, so sorry about that. We are back. And yeah, hopefully I won't be missing anything for a very, very long time to come. So thank you for tuning in here to ArtosisCasts. Have a very exciting couple of players here for this return. We have in the top right my favorite up-and-coming Protoss player. It's RuiN. RuiN did not make it into this most recent season of ASL. I was kind of sad about that, but he's a great player. He's been in ASL before. And his opponent is going to be the very controversial Shinee. Not allowed to qualify for ASL anymore, but easily good enough. A very, very, very strong Terran player. And honestly, like when I saw that there was a match between these two, it just sounded like a match that should be pretty even to me. Like I feel like they're a similar level. Like probably realistically, Shinee is a little bit better. But I think RuiN takes the game very seriously and practices really hard, and I definitely like his style. So yeah, I think it should be a good one. We're on Polypoid, and it looks like no scout from either side yet. This was an 11 gas from Shinee, so he's going for a very, very, very fast factory. You can see he's even skipping scouting. This is fascinating already. All right, I'm really glad. And this game is super duper recent. This is from just a few days ago. So let's see this. Like, this is like a 15 scout. So this is a rare, rare, rare thing to see. In fact, like in the thousands of games that I've casted here, unless a probe is harassing you, sometimes you scout very late when that happens because you want to save money. But generally, this just never happens. The only time that we saw this happen was a game that Midas played semi-recently that you guys might have remembered on Vermeer, and I was pretty excited about that. It was like kind of a very blind build he did. And Shinee's doing something very similar. And the reason that he didn't scout is because he wanted that 11 gas, right? And you can see he did send out his secondary SCV to scout in the other direction. Obviously, he's turning that around as he's found RuiN here in the top right, and RuiN getting ready to throw his Nexus down now as well. Throws that Nexus down. And yeah, all right. That's our start. Now, ooh, a 4th Marine gets queued and a 3rd depot. So Shinee is, oh my God, I'm getting chills. And it's not because I still have a little bit of a cold. Thank you guys so much for caring, though. This is kind of fascinating. I can't wait to see, does he go for Siege Tank or does he go for Vulture with mines? I think it'll be Siege Tank and mines, but we'll see about that in just a moment. He may even need another depot. Mines, Vulture. Oh my God, I swear to God, this is so crazy. I literally did this exact build last night. It's honestly giving me some sick chills. Like this. So basically I saw something recently. Well, not recently. It was a few months ago. Light said in one of these awesome translated videos, Light mentioned that if they go for no range expansion, and the SCV got up, so he actually got to see what's going on. That range is on the way and everything. But if they go for a no range expansion, you can push with Marines and a couple Vultures and the mine upgrade, because non-ranged goons don't beat this, right? Like this actually fights against non-ranged goons really, really, really well. So he lays a mine down there, starts to push forward. Good micro there from RuiN. Shinee continues forward. And yeah, gonna lay that mine right in his face. Very good micro from RuiN. Very excellent micro. Dude, really unbelievable. Not laying any mines here yet from this additional Vulture. But you can see, like I said, right? Without that range upgrade, the Vulture Marines do completely fine against Dragoons. And he actually gets a few probes, He does have his command center started. Dude, that is kind of wild. In fact, blows up that Dragoon as well. Continues to put the pressure on. And, like, I mean, he's killing a few probes here still. And I have to say, like, that was Pro Gamer Micro from, excuse me, from RuiN. Like, he targeted the mines down beautifully. Honestly, the way he was blocking with the probes on the bottom was awesome. Right there, we saw a little bit of blockage to make sure that the mine couldn't trigger onto the Dragoon. Like, it pops up, and you can actually, if you're confident, block it with probes from moving and get that extra damage. But right now, we have an observer on... Well, it should be on the way. Yeah, it is on the way. And he is on 2 gate range goons, right? So this is, like, pretty standard stuff from Protoss. But the command center is going to finish up, and we're going to be very similar as far as worker counts go, which is amazing here for Shinee. He is going speed, which is a little bit greedy. The speed upgrade itself, like that, you're making some tanks. You know your opponent is going robo, right? So, like, this is something that's going to be, like, a possibility for RuiN to go across the map. But I think Shinee's idea here is, since he has one factory with an add-on and one without an add-on, if he just has, like, let's call it 3 vultures with speed, you can't really attack with all these Dragoons, right? You have to play defensively, because the vultures with speed will just run in and kill probes so quickly, much quicker than Dragoons can kill SCVs. So right now, excuse me, as the observer comes down, Shinee actually left through the left side so the observer wouldn't see his tank marine move out. He's got some vulture, well, 1 vulture in the middle laying some mines, and this is to watch for Dragoons coming down. You can see RuiN coming down to push that vulture back to clear some of these mines as well. And yeah, moving forward here with 3 tanks, it's pretty scary. Like, this is only 5 Dragoons at the moment. Okay, a couple more pop out, so seven's pretty healthy. Should be able to delete tanks pretty quickly. It does take 8 Dragoon shots to kill a tank, so not the perfect number here. But still, definitely doing better with those 2 additional. Now, runs forward with 4, but 1 pops. Okay, he does have that 5th come in, so that's very helpful. And in fact, you can see he's targeting down the tanks really quickly, really well. And the Dragoons will end up just barely winning that. But now there's so few, he blocks it off at the very last second there. That was some real potential for damage there. Excuse me, from Shinee. We're on 3 gate range goon now, going into Reaver with that 3rd base. So honestly, like, I have to say, okay, the way Shinee's playing this is like as aggressive as you can get, but everything's pretty solid from him so far as well. Not any huge risks here. Ooh, he does. That's a little bit of glitching on the vultures, unfortunately. So that particular second that we saw there, that particular move was very poor. But overall, I love how Shinee's been playing this. I love the addition of a couple more factories. He's kept so much pressure on that he knows that there's no Reaver or anything yet. And then you look at the way that RuiN is playing it, right? And he's on 3 gate range at this point, just trying to probe up and going into Reaver. And I think that this is perfect play from him. Like, he's going to be able to stabilize everything. He's going to force anti-air at his opponent's base or get damage done, right? Either one of those. The Reaver will help against counter pushes. And from there, he can do, like, Psy Storm, extra gates. It's really kind of up to him at that point. I would say because it's Polypoid, you definitely want to go into Psy Storm and a 4th base pretty quickly after your Reaver. But we'll see exactly what his choice is. Obviously, his observer is in here and sees that we're on 5 factories. So this is like a real potential for another attack. eBay is being made, you know, as part of the wall here. This is a beautiful wall when you're super low on units like this, since he has traded out so many times. And you can see, by the way, just to throw this out there, right? Like, obviously, we have a much bigger... excuse me, much bigger army count here for you know, for RuiN, but you can see the worker count here. Okay, at a very high level, this is one of the most important things. Now, obviously, if it gets to something like the Protoss busted the Terran army once and we're at like 90 supply against 140, that's where it becomes really bad for Terran. But if you get into the game 9 minutes, 10 minutes in, and you're similar workers to Protoss, that is generally considered a Terran lead, right? Like, normally Protoss can get ahead on workers a bit better than that, right? Here we can see Shinee hasn't even gone for comm-sats yet. He's gotten so much intel from pushing across the map that he's had like non-stop worker production. So he's on 57. That's almost as many as he needs. Probably only needs about 8-9 more probes or SCVs for the rest of the game. completely safe. Well, he should be completely safe. Most of his units on the high ground here. He's going to have to move down there. A nice pick off, and he is going to drop the Reaver, I think, and try to get some SCVs maybe. Yeah, I think SCVs are the right choice here for sure. That's a really great shot right there. And oh my god, the last Goliath missile actually blows that up. So right now, RuiN is trying to push in, but he's not going to be able to get anything done. There's plenty of tanks. The actual angle that we're looking at here from Shinee is fantastic as well. Like the arc of tanks he has, you can't really commit in because you're running into such a small choke. So RuiN ends up losing a huge amount of his units there. Now he gets the barracks, not a huge deal. He gets the eBay, a much bigger deal, right? But honestly, there's already pretty decent turrets. It's not perfect turrets, but pretty decent turrets. Now, he's lost a lot of Dragoons, so Shinee is starting to move out. He knows that nothing's here to contain him at the moment. Excuse me. But back at home, it looks like he did make another, like, almost full group of Dragoons. So those Dragoons coming out, trying to slow this down a little bit, but Shinee's force going to force that to turn around. More Reavers have popped out here. More Zealots coming down as well. All right, gonna put these mines out in the front. Wouldn't be surprised if he throws down. Well, it's gonna be an eBay because he doesn't have the the eBay right now, so can't make a turret. He does have 3 Goliaths to help against this shuttle, and in fact, will put some damage onto it. In fact, does end up killing it, which is kind of huge. His siege tanks in the back are doing so phenomenally. The ones in the front here do end up dying, but the eBay blocking so many hits. RuiN is trading as best he can. But again, a superior engagement here by Shinee. Shinee continuing to push forward. Bringing tanks up into position. It is getting a little bit sparse, this army, right? And we are just on 5 factories. Don't forget he lost his barracks. Realistically, if you were going to continue to push like this, you probably should have added another factory or 2 or added like a command center at this point. But no, that hasn't been the case here so far. It looks like he's trying to continue his upgrades forward, pushing towards this natural. RuiN right now, waiting for another shuttle. Yeah, it looks like Shinee just getting so much value here. And GG is going to be called. I tell you what, this was actually a really great game. I feel like RuiN did his best to block everything. A really novel build there from Shinee. That I like, again, I've heard of it and I tried it myself recently, but I haven't seen it. So that was awesome to see. Anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed. Welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Thank you so much for being patient with the lack of uploads for last weekish or so, but we are back. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.